With Whole Self Emergence, Release and Restore Yoga. It is November, someday in November, I think the 4th. And it's our 7 a.m. class. We are going to have a really nice, settling, relaxing class. It's just that time of year that we need a lot of grounding. There's a lot of unsettled energies in the fall going into winter, and taking those energies and grounding them as much as possible. It's why root vegetables come out in the fall, because they're super grounding vegetables that root you. They root you in your space. And that's what we're going to do. Maybe in the winter, when we need more of that uplifting energy, we'll bring some more energy into our practice. But right now, we're really going to focus on relaxing the body and letting go of any stress or tension. So we're going to start in our reclined butterfly. So just laying down on the back. Soles of the feet are together, knees are out to the sides. Maybe bringing your hands to rest on your body, never to come up as we lay here. No control, just allowing as we let our body release and relax into the supports, into the floor. We'll take a little time in each of our poses today to really allow tension to seep out a little deeper, to get access to those deeper tissues. And bringing your hands down to your thighs, we'll slowly guide our legs back together. Stay here for just a moment. Allow your back to resettle. We'll bring our knees in towards our abdomen, just coming into a nice little hug here. Feeling a nice stretch into our lower back. Giving a little heat to our digestive organs and system. When you're here, relax your shoulders. Doesn't mean they necessarily have to be on the floor, but just allowing them to be just soft and relaxed. Your arms are heavy. Maybe feeling a nice little stretch in your hips. Staying really aware to all the places you feel. You feel this pose in your body. This helps us relish in the moment, relish in this time we're setting aside for ourselves. And we stay in the poses a little longer. They have a way of unfolding. Kind of, you stay with the body, follow the sensations around, feel your body softening. Sometimes there's a lot of sensation in one area, and then as the pose progresses, it moves to a different area. As one area softens, we move on to another area and allow that to soften. And we'll slowly lower our feet down. And we'll scooch our hips slightly to the right and take our knees down to the left. One of my favorite poses for alleviating tension along the spine. And taking whatever props you need here in any pose to make this pose as comfortable as possible so that you can relax into it. Once your body is settled, turning your chin towards the right if that's comfortable for you. And really letting go through the hips and the waist and the thighs. Leave some time for quiet in this pose so you can be with the sensations and be with your inner self. Be here for another 30 seconds and just continue. Feel a sense of letting go through the hips and the lower back, the thighs and the legs. Let the shoulders be heavy. And we'll slowly bring our chin to center, scooch the rest of our body back to center. Maybe walk your feet out about mat's width distance and just allow your knees to rest in on each other for a moment. Bringing your hands to rest on your body, one on your abdomen, one over your heart, and just let this pose wash away for a moment. And we'll walk the feet back together. Scooch the hips slightly to the left, bring the knees down to the right. Adjusting as you go down, taking your time always to set up the pose so that it feels right in your body. It does not matter how these poses look, just how they feel, and only you know how you want this pose to feel. Turning your chin towards the left. Let everything go. And we'll slowly bring our chin back to center. Bring our hips back underneath us, knees back up. Walk the feet, mats with distance. Just allow your knees to rest in on each other. Maybe bringing your hands to your body again. Taking a few breaths. This wasn't going to be the case, but I think just to counter that pose for a moment, since we held it for a little longer, we're going to take our bolster, if you have that handy, or anything to put underneath your knees. We're just going to take a moment with the bolster underneath our knees, some space between our heels, and just really let that last pose settle, restabilize. Really settle those energies. And slowly bending the knees, removing the bolster, bringing it over to the side. We're going to turn over onto our sides and slowly make our way into our tabletop. And if you'd like, maybe a blanket underneath your knees for a little extra padding, totally up to you. I figure, why not? Always taking care of all the parts. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. And coming into your tabletop, we'll take a few cat-cows here to move some of that energy we've just released along our spine. So inhaling as you come into cow, opening up that chest, dipping the belly. Exhale as you round your back towards the ceiling. Inhale the cow, exhale the cat, going nice and slow with your own breath, feeling into the movements. And coming back to neutral. We're going to take our left knee behind our left wrist and bring our left foot over to the right side wherever it falls. Extend your right leg out. And then check to see if you'd like anything underneath that left hip. If you'd like, if it's really up off the floor, it might feel nice just to place a cushion or a block under there for a little extra support. We'll stay upright for a moment. Just letting your chest open, a little bit of a back bend here. Very gentle. And then we'll walk our hands forward, coming down onto our forearms. And keep your neck neutral with your spine here, or you're welcome if you have a block or a cushion handy to rest your forehead. And then adjusting it all if you need to. Really feeling it maybe in your outer left glute area, that left thigh. Just let everything settle here. It can take a lot of awareness to relax into this pose. Be some intense sensation, always backing off a bit if there's any pain. And keeping some awareness on your breath. Maybe sending it to that left hip, that left glute area. And those exhales, feeling yourself release anything that's not serving you. Sometimes the hips take a little longer to open. And hold on tight, just in a way to protect. And stay here. And eventually you might feel the softening, your edge receding, the intensity not quite so intense. And we'll slowly press into our forearms, press into our hands, using them as support as you scooch them back underneath you. Take that left knee back underneath you. Take it nice and slow. And we'll send that left leg out behind us, coming onto the toes. And just stay here for a moment. We don't need any movement. Just feeling how nice it can feel to have that left leg straight behind you. Feeling that left hip in the socket. Bringing some gentle circulation back into the areas we cut off. New energy flowing through those meridians and channels. And let's just take a little movement on the toes, back and forth. Maybe some circling the toes, getting into the ankle a little bit, whatever feels good here. Make it kind of organic and free movement. Coming on top of the toes might feel good. Hitting some more meridians. And we'll set up on the other side. So bringing your left knee back down underneath your hip, taking your right knee behind your right wrist, bringing that right foot over towards the left, wherever it comes, extending the left leg out behind you. Getting nice and tall through the spine, just opening through the chest. Letting your chin be pretty neutral here. Taking that little mini back bend, just starting to feel it in that right outer glute area. Again, checking to see. I often do prefer something just a little stuffed under there. A little extra support lessens the intensity a bit. Walk your hands out in front of you. Slowly come down onto the forearm. And once you're here, you can keep your neck neutral, or if you'd like this time to just let it hang, or if you have a block or a cushion, bringing it underneath your forehead. Maybe recognizing that one side might feel quite a bit different than the other. I know this side is a little bit more intense for me, for sure. And your inhales, bringing that space, that healing breath to all those areas that you're feeling tightness and tension. And on those exhales, just letting go a little more into the pose. And press into the forearms and the hands, slowly using them for support. Walk your hands in closer to you, maybe removing any props if you had them underneath you, and bringing that right knee back underneath your hip, coming into your tabletop for a moment. You can send that right foot behind you, extending that right leg out, and just stay here. Now just bringing in a little motion onto the toes. Feeling into it, can start nice and slow, just some gentle rocking back and forth, feeling that hip moving a little bit in the socket, bringing some energy and lubrication to that hip socket. And checking to see what else feels good here. Just moving the ankle and the leg around. And we're going to come into our child's pose. So bringing your knees out, big toes are touching, and it might feel nice here to bring your bolster into it. So bringing your bolster between your knees and slowly walking your hands forward, coming down to rest onto the bolster, hugging it. We release and then we restore. Release and restore. Hence the title of the class. Just let yourself go here. Feel the hips and the shoulders relax. And if there's a lot of tension in your hamstrings here, you can also take a cushion, pillow, folded blanket underneath your sit bones, between your sit bones and your heels, and see how that feels. If you have your cheek one way, you can turn it the other way here. And be here for one more minute. And pressing into your hands, slowly walk your way up. We're going to make our way onto our backs for our Shavasana, and take whatever you need here to make this truly comfortable. We're only here for 3 minutes, but it's really worth setting it up so that you can really let go into the pose, feel held for those 3 minutes. So you can walk away feeling really restored from your practice. So maybe a cushion underneath your knees, maybe a pillow under the head, cover up with your blanket. This is not a pose to skimp on. It is a pose that I would say is probably more important, or at least just as important as all the rest. To really let our body process what we've done. Coming down nice and slow. Releasing into your space, into any support you have underneath you. Letting everything feel really heavy here. Let everything go so your body can restore, reset, heal from our practice. You can always stay here as long as you'd like, but if you're ready, just giving a little wiggle to the fingers and the toes. Maybe circling the wrists and the ankles, just waking your body up gently. And extend your hands up above your arms. Give yourself a nice stretch. And rolling on to your side. And we'll slowly press up into our comfortable seat. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel more relaxed, more settled. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.